stack. High yields on stable coins, yeah, that's where my bag at. All I really need is Wi-Fi, get money on DeFi, mega cash on MetaMask. You better run when the runners run, show you how to get your money up. Dollar inflated like bubble gum, markets are jumping like double dutch. Buying up gold till I get a ton, crypto, yeah, I got some. You better run when the runners run, you better run when the runners run.
Happy Monday, everyone. You are running with the runners. It is Monday, June 5th, 2023. I am Michael Tharp, EDU, and we are about to blow your mind tonight. So get ready to get educated and get excited about what is coming in the debt ecosystem. As always, I got my good brother here, Ricardo Hamilton, a.k.a. Mims.
Yeah. What's up? Man, fired up, turn up. Y'all know what time it is, man. We got a phenomenal show. We've been telling people for a very long time, man, this ain't no get-rich-quick scheme. You know what I'm saying? This is build wealth slow. We got the assets. We got the companies. We got the systems. And it's just continuing to prove itself over time. And, you know, so congratulations to those who understand that patience, you know, and building wealth is always going to be better than trying to get rich quick and getting rug pulled and scammed on every other day to Sunday.
Bro, I literally love how our minds are so in sync. Is like we didn't even like really plan this, and I already know where you're headed, and I already got this stuff pulled up.
Fine.
So we're gonna get right into this, guys, because we're gonna drop so much knowledge tonight, and I just can't wait to give Mims some softballs to have him knock him out of the park. But what we're gonna talk about, guys, tonight is just the debt box. All right, it is a cryptocurrency that is literally changing the world. And this week, it went up 37%, basically from $8 to $12. And we're going to explain to you why this happened. But again, let's just zoom out and look at the whole crypto market. Okay. Bitcoin went down 7% in the last week. So most of the time, most cryptocurrencies, well, whatever Bitcoin does, that's what they do. Okay. And you can look at, you know, anything in the top here, BNB down 11%, Cardano down 7%, Doge 8%, Solana 5%, Polygon 8%. And that doesn't mean I'm selling these tokens, but you can see
Bitcoin moves the market.
Yeah. Bitcoin moves the market.
Yeah.
So why then did debt go up 37% in a week? And we can trace it back to here on June 3rd. It just starts going up and up and up. So we're going to kind of get into that tonight and see what's going on.
Yeah.
Here's the first thing, Ricardo, and you sent this to me, of course, and I bought more debt.
Yeah, me too.
Because when Jason speaks, I listen.
Yeah, I bought more like around $9. So I'm looking really good right now.
Yeah. So Jason, which I wish I would have had this date, but I'm going to bet you it's on the 3rd. Jason's the CEO of debt, or one of the CEOs, if you didn't know, on the debt council. So he says, well, first of all, Elizabeth says, amazing what 100 grand can do. Or she says, who makes such large purchases of debt is the trust. So tip, I have 50 of our top node holders coming into town on the 13th of June for a live invite-only roadmap meeting. A roadmap is what a cryptocurrency or business is going to do in the future. The roadmap will be sent to everyone on June 13th, which what is today? The 5th? Yeah, the 5th. So in 8 days, get the discount prices before they go up. So this was probably right around this time, I would imagine, on June 3rd. And people started to realize what is going on here. So what is the big deal about debt becoming a layer one? Well, first of all, Ricardo, I'm going to explain the difference between a coin and a token in layer one. But is there anything you want to add before I say that, just about what Jason said?
Yeah, so one of the things about this project, folks, and anytime you put your money anywhere, is you want to stay on top of what's going on in the ecosystem. You want to be ahead of any developments and news that come out, so you can not only keep that faith that you made a good decision, but also seeing that good decision actually starting to produce and continue to have some results. So we get excited when it's like We checked this company out. We went to Ghana. We met with the co-founders. We checked this stuff out on the blockchain. We're heavily involved. And then we know that when we get to come live, every week and we get to talk to you guys and show you guys a value, we know that, we are putting together and showing you the way, you know what I mean? And this is the way that we are using to be able to hedge and build wealth and, diversify and make sure a wealthy family comes from us, even if we didn't come from a wealthy family. So it just comes down to opportunity and timing. But no, go ahead, Mike. I just want to make sure that people really understand the value behind this project, why you want to follow this project, and the lives that it's already changed and the lives that it's getting ready to change and continuing to change. It's phenomenal. You guys have no idea how big this project is and what's really about to take place. But we're going to try to give you the best snippets of it that we can.
So let's do this first. Again, guys, we had some technical difficulties. That's why we started late.
Yeah.
I'm going to try to do my best today of keeping up with Ricardo and showing you guys what's going on and get into the comments, but keep the comments coming. I'll get to them. So I just want to make sure you guys understand what a layer 1 means. So this is again from Jason. So again, there's 50 million debt tokens that will ever be produced. There's 30,000 debt nodes that will ever be produced, and 20,000 of them have already been sold. So this is from Jason. This person asked, Andy says, out of the 20,000 debt licenses that have sold, how many debt license holders are there? Because one person can have multiple debt licenses or nodes. So Jason says, it is by far the smallest group we have in any project. It is actually my largest holding in most of us on the debt council, as this is our vision. And we are working for this vision 24/7. I believe that should be fairly obvious. I think it would shock most people that we probably have under 200 people total that hold debt licenses. Let's take a time out here, Mems.
Yeah.
Okay. Make that make sense really quick before I continue.
Oh, folks, that's huge. I mean, so it's it's like I said, it's quite obvious. It's like Mike said, there's 30,000 debt licenses, 20,000 have been sold already, and there's only 200 full holders of the debt license. I'll tell you one thing, Mike. I'm glad I'm one of them.
Yes, sir. And
Yes,
I'm
sir.
glad you forced me to buy one. Thank you. I love you.
Yeah. You had to.
All right. I just got to do some simple math here.
Yeah, break it down for 'em.
divided by 200. Okay. So that means the average debt node holder has 100 of them. Now, who knows how many Jason has or Roy or Shad or, but it means that a small group of people have a lot of these. Debt has been selling licenses for around 20 months now. It will probably shock most of you that debt licenses have always almost immediately sold out and only been available in the market for under 90 days in that whole span of time. So this is like mind-blowing. Debt licenses have been available for 20 months, but they've only been live available to sell in 90 days. Because as soon as they go on the market, they're getting bought up.
Mm-hmm.
All 20K sold in under 90 days.
Wow.
They are the most prized possession in our ecosystem. Having said that, this is also the most educated and financially aware group of any license owners, mainly for the high cost of entry and the length of time they have been involved. So imagine, Ricardo, if there were only 30,000 Bitcoin miners, and that's it. It was limited to that. That would increase the price. And these people are highly invested and highly educated. For that reason, I strongly believe this. This vote will pass because of the upside of the layer 1 to the whole ecosystem, and only debt license holders create the new token. These have been the most valuable licenses in our ecosystem since day one, and this will ensure it always will be. Short term or long term, I can argue no one should say no to this vote. They may not all agree, but if you believe that the layer 1 being years ahead of schedule is a good thing and the right direction, then we can expect this vote to pass. And then a second vote on how to limit them into the market can be discussed, and we can all vote on that. So first of all, I love the decentralization.
Yeah.
I love that the people who believed in this project get a vote. And that's what you want, is you want it to be decentralized and have the people who actually put their money where their mouth is be able to vote.
Yeah.
And what he's talking about here, Ricardo, is having the rest of the 10,000 micro nodes. I'm sorry, the rest of the 10,000 nodes that need to be sold become micro nodes.
Yeah, it's gonna be fire.
So that we can go to layer 1, which I think, okay, this is why we have this here. Okay. And then I'm going to have you explain this, Ricardo. Micro licenses do not exist currently for debt licenses. 10,000 more licenses will become available, 5K in 2024, 5K in 2025. We did this in anticipation of us not releasing the layer 1 until 2025 quarter 2. That being said, we are ahead of schedule, and I cannot move and pivot to the layer 1 without having all NFTs currently offered sold. So 2 options. We release the 10K for 20 grand each and limit to only the wealthiest people. So again, there's only around 200 people that own a debt node. So if they want to actually go to layer 1, they need to sell all of these debt nodes right now. And that would be for 20 grand. So again, it would be the rich getting richer. Option 2, we release the 10,000 for 20,000 each. And I'm sorry. So it's either, do we let the rich and wealthy win again and keep it more not or centralized, where you're going to sell these nodes for 20K, or do we make them micro nodes so that the average person can get a 1% stake in this entire ecosystem? I know that's a lot of information, Ricardo. That's why we're here, to make it make sense.
Yeah, fact. So one thing I want to say too is that folks understand something, that this debt token, okay, it came out at a penny. Okay, so debt started at a penny. Do you see where debt, and when you put up that chart on debt and you see that it's sitting at $11.94 right now, okay? And when you see that in the last 6 months or so, debt went up to $40 per token. And it did some consolidating. Now we're back in the uptrend, like Mike showed you, in a down market right now. There's something going on. And the thing about it that got people really excited, especially I agree with Jason. Look, if you're a debt license holder, I agree that we should vote yes on this ability for debt licenses to become micronodes. I want to make it inclusive. I want everybody to be able to be a part of the wealth transfer in this debt ecosystem. I mean, we are inside of the other projects, but like Mike said, if they release the last 10,000 debt nodes at 20,000 each, I don't know how many people that I know going to be able to get those. It's not a people. You leave a lot of people out, but now the micro nodes, people understand the value and see that token. And Jason talks about it, and we have some price predictions. Of course, there's no guarantees with anything, but understand the power of a layer 1 blockchain. When you look at, if we had to compare it, when you look at, the Binance, and the price of the Binance token, it's not hard to fathom that we can see that type of evaluation, if not greater, for the debt token in the very near future. You know what I mean? So it's very promising. There's a lot of value here. This blockchain is very unique. Okay, it's doing things that aren't even done in the market yet. Understand something, that there is no blockchain that exists that does what the debt chain will do. Okay, so folks, this is huge. I believe that we're all going to have the ability to have access to debt micro licenses and benefit from this wealth transfer in the Debt Box project. And there's a lot of exciting news coming out. I don't know what other slides you got, Mike, so I don't want to get too ahead of myself.
No, that's perfect.
Yeah.
So Kevin brings up a good point here. Yes, micros give us small people a chance, which again, I believe this is the heart of Jason and Jake Anderson and the Debt Box. So I think I see the community voting for that. And I believe, Ricardo, since you follow this more than I do, again, Facebook user, look down below and there's a little button you can click with Restream so we know who you are. Mixed feelings. I am stacking to buy DAT licenses in 2024. I want the perks and airdrops. On the flip side, I want everyone to have a shot at least at the micros. We all want to come up. Isn't there something with the micros that you get some sort of perk?
Yes, there is some perks with the micros. You will be able to get some, I believe, a discount or something for future projects that come out. I can't remember the exact details. I do remember reading it. There might be somebody in the chat that has the correct information word for word from Jason. But this is why it's so important, folks. We're not giving you some insider information or something that's not public. Okay, this is in the Telegram group. We tell you guys, get inside the Telegram group. You know, in crypto projects, to have a 24/7 AMA with the founders of a project of this magnitude is just, you know, this is why we get excited when we talk about the clarity, the integrity, the transparency. You know what I mean? The openness. Like, ask any question in a chat with thousands of people. So if you think you're gonna trip Jason up, you think you're gonna say something like, "I got him." It's public. You know what I'm saying? It's like, no, we're gonna tell you what it is. You know, and that's really exciting to see, man. You know, it's about value. And like I said, I get excited about value. I don't really get too excited about the hype, the hopes, the false promises. I get excited about value and clarity and integrity. And I'm seeing a lot of that with this project.
And so my understanding is just like how when we bought our debt nodes, future projects, we get to kind of lock in the prices. There's some sort of mechanism that micro node holders will get that as well. But again, get in the Telegram group, and it's called what again, Ricardo?
Debt tokenomics.
Debt tokenomics.
Yeah.
And you know, we'll obviously, if you're in the Runners Facebook group, we'll post it in there. Okay, now this person asked a great question of, please explain a layer 1 blockchain. So now that you guys understand why DET wants to become a layer 1 and what they have to do in order to make it happen is they need to get those other 10,000 nodes out. And they could either sell them for 20 grand to the rich and the wealthy who are already winning, or break them down into micro nodes, which I believe we heard a rumor would be around $200 a micro node. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that, Ricardo. Am I? Are you checking right now?
No, I think I heard the same thing somewhere around there. Yeah. I am looking for something though. But,
okay. Yeah, go for it. I'll take over here for a minute.
Right.
So yes, I believe Joe dropped a little hint of DET micronodes would be about $200 for one micronode. Don't quote me on that. It might change, but that's where I think we're at. Now, let's get into, I get to take over as my old teacher here. A coin versus a token, what is the difference? And we're getting into some serious blockchain education here, guys. But again, that's why you run with the runners, because you want to actually know everything and not just, run through life not knowing anything. So one of crypto's fundamental questions no one is talking about, why is it Dogecoin and not Doge token? No one is on enough to admit they don't know the difference. Probably not a coin incidence. Cue the
right.
All right, so
no pun intended.
Let's get into this. All right, coins are cryptocurrencies belonging to a blockchain. They are independent of other chains. It cannot be used on other chains in their native form. Okay, so coins like Bitcoin, okay, so remember Bitcoin is its own blockchain. Okay, Bitcoin is Bitcoin. On the Bitcoin blockchain network, you can send Bitcoins from one wallet to the other wallet. Okay, and Bitcoin's probably the simplest blockchain there is, as there's not other tokens running on it. Okay, so it's a medium of exchange, it's a store of value, it's a unit of account. It is what you could kind of say is like the highway, okay, or a toll road. Let's go toll road. I think everyone knows what a toll road is. So you have the Bitcoin toll road. To get on the Bitcoin toll road, you have to buy Bitcoin. And to move on the Bitcoin toll road, you need to pay some Bitcoin. Every time you move something on the Bitcoin toll road, you pay some Bitcoin. So some of the most popular coins are Bitcoin or Ethereum or Dogecoin. They all, you can mine all of those. They're all proof of work. Ethereum is moving to proof of stake. And actually, let me bring up CoinGecko to show you guys. Go to CoinGecko and you go to cryptocurrencies categories. Again, this is why I like CoinGecko over CoinMarketCap, is they have these categories. So look, you go to the top categories, you can go to layer 1 to see what are layer 1 tokens. You can see Bitcoin, Ethereum, BNB, Cardano, Solana, Polkadot, Avalanche, Cosmos. And really, once you get to Cosmos, there is very little development on the blockchains below this, meaning other companies are utilizing the layer 1s. So you kind of, I would argue, I mean, I love HBAR, don't get me wrong, and I guess Kronos has some things. I guess Algorand does. Oh, Phantom. Okay. All right. Let me correct myself. Okay. Probably to Tezos. And after that, it's very, very slim.
Yeah.
So you're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, maybe 20, 25 layer 1 blockchains. Okay. The other ones are tokens. So a coin is produced through mining, meaning in its easiest form, computers solve complex math puzzles and validate transactions to produce coins. The first computer to solve the problem gets rewarded with newly minted coins. This ensures that the network is secure and decentralized. Some characteristics and benefits of coins are decentralization, which is huge for what DET is doing, because right now we're on the Binance Smart Chain. Security, coins are protected by cryptography and encryption. They are resistant to hacking, censorship, or fraud, which if you guys know what's going on in the world right now, that's a big deal. Users can trust that their coins are safe and authentic without relying on third parties. And they're scarce because there's a limited supply. So for example, there's 21 million Bitcoins max supply, and there's 50 million DET tokens max supply. So Ricardo, before I move on to a token, is there anything you want to add when it comes to just understanding coins and how huge this is when the DET token becomes a coin or its own blockchain?
Yeah, I mean, that term, a lot of people will use it interchangeably. There is a significant difference. Some people use it in colloquial term, like even sometime when I'm just talking to somebody who, doesn't understand that, and it just gets technical because now this is some technical stuff. You're like, all right, well, a layer 1 blockchain versus a token. Well, a coin is the gas, or it's the what's running on the blockchain, and then somebody builds on top of that and they create their own token. I mean, it gets technical. I mean, you got to process it differently. But ask somebody how the car starts. They don't know. They just turn the key. They don't understand combustion engine. Ask them how the fractional reserve banking system runs. They don't know. They just know they put money in the bank. They have no idea what happens after that. Ask them what happens on the stock market. They don't know. They just send their money to Fidelity and Wall Street, and they're supposed to make money for them. Voila. But the thing is that one thing we do love about this space is that it does force you to kind of be responsible, learn what actually is giving value to where you're putting your money. Because for so long we've been putting our money, okay, and giving our money away to people who don't even know what they're doing or understand how our system works, but they're doing what they've been told to do. You know what I mean? So now this is an opportunity for you to actually learn how to move your money and control your money yourself and understand the value in the projects that you participate in. So it's huge to have a layer 1 blockchain, folks. Mike just showed you that there's only so many coins out there. Okay, so there's only so many layer 1 blockchains out there. But when you look on CoinMarketCap and you see how many different cryptocurrency coin tokens out there, there's thousands of them, right? And they're all built off of a layer 1. So there's layers to the blockchain. So even when we talk about smart contracts, NFTs, these are different layers that are built onto the blockchain. You know what I mean? So it's probably one of the biggest things that you can do to have your own layer 1 blockchain in the crypto space.
So as we said in the example, right, a coin is like a toll road. where that road is owned by that entity. And in order to get on that road, you have to pay a fee. So any transaction gets that fee. Now, a token would be like a car on that toll road. Okay. So tokens sit on top of an existing blockchain and depend on it for their operation. So just like if you were on a car and in a car on a toll road, you need that toll road to get to your destination, right? We're not talking about off-roading here. All right. A token can represent various things such as a utility, governance, rights, shares of ownership, or others. Tokens are usually pre-mined, meaning developers use a smart contract to issue new tokens and distribute that to others. And again, this is something, again, DET does not do. Okay, like Ricardo and I could create a token tonight. Like we could go and create a smart contract and say, hey, there's 1 million runners tokens, come and buy them. Now, there would be no value there. And it's probably at some point the U.S. government will say you can't do that. But that's why we don't do it. And that's why DET has done what they have done. Tokens are necessary to use decentralized applications. They're built for. Users can use tokens to pay for fees, perform actions, or receive benefits. Tokens can give users a voice in the decision-making process, like voting. Tokens can enable cross-chain communication and compatibility. Unlike coins, tokens cannot be supported by different blockchains. I don't think that's really true. Am I missing that, Ricardo?
That last part?
Tokens, yeah. Tokens can't be supported by different blockchains.
Yeah, whatever you,
there's lots of tokens on different blockchains.
Yeah, there are a lot of tokens. Like if I get USDT, I got USDT on different
right.
blockchains.
Or like
when we use Change Now, we swap blockchains.
Yeah.
But
so I'm gonna go ahead and fact check CoinMarketCap here.
I think you have to they build it on and then they can adopt it onto, bring it onto another blockchain. But folks, understand.
I'm sorry, I read it wrong. Tokens can be supported by different blockchains. So that is right. Like USDT is a token. It's on multiple blockchains. Okay. Sorry, I read that wrong. Now, the last thing I will mention here.
I was talking the whole time, Mike, and I had it on mute.
Oh, okay.
I'm sitting here talking the whole time. I had it on mute. That's so funny. No, but you got it. It's just like when we use, I was saying, it's just like when we use Change Now, like in or even Rango Exchange, and you'll see that, there's the same token, USDT or whatever it is, or coin. And see, I use these terms interchangeably so much, but I expect most people to know what I'm saying. I'll say coin, I'll say token, but we're trying to really get people to understand there is a difference, and at certain times, you need to impress upon the difference, for the significance of what you're trying to articulate. But it's very huge that that is going to a layer 1 blockchain. It's going to be a lot of stuff right now, Mike. Is so technical, it's over most people's head. You know what I mean? When you talk about the layer blockchains, but understand that this is one of the major reasons why we're seeing debt rise, and you're going to see a lot of that information come out on the 13th when the roadmap comes out. And it's going to make a whole lot of more sense. And you're going to continue to see that this is next level what the debt project is doing.
And this is, of course, why we have the Runners app, because we teach you all of this in there for free. I did want to mention wrap coins. So, for example, I think everyone will get this. All right. We have our DCM node that's mining Bitcoin, and we're going to be airdrop Bitcoin on July 1st. Now, you can't just send Bitcoin on the Binance Smart Chain, but there is something called wrap coins. Right. These are coins that represent another asset on a different blockchain. They allow users to access cross-chain functionality and liquidity. Examples include wrapped Bitcoin and wrapped Ethereum. So I can take one Bitcoin, put it into a smart contract, and wrap it to send on the Binance Smart Chain or Ethereum or pretty much any other layer 1 blockchain. And once I've put that on there, it's on that blockchain. And then if somebody ever wants to sell it or bring it off the blockchain, they would unwrap it. And that's, again, done through a smart contract. So there are ways to technically get Bitcoin on Binance Smart Chain or Ethereum, but it's technically not official Bitcoin or running on the Bitcoin network. So last thing we'll kind of see here, just to kind of break it down in case, this went over your head, which it's fine, guys. If you don't get this, it's not a big deal. Okay. We just are geeks. I guess we're blockchain geeks, Ricardo. So here we go. The definition, again, remember, think of Bitcoin here. This is where debt is going, and token is where debt is now. Belongs to a specific blockchain, which will be the debt chain. Right now, debt is a token that sits on top of an existing blockchain. In our example, it's the Binance Smart Chain. A coin is a medium of exchange, a store of value, and a unit of account. A token gives utility, governance rights, and shares of ownership, Ricardo. Shares of ownership, which is huge.
Yeah.
What about decentralization? A coin is independent of other chains, which is where we want to be, independent and completely decentralized. A token depends on the underlying blockchain. Right now, we depend on the Binance Smart Chain. Interoperability is limited to its native chain, and a token can be supported by different blockchains. Like we said with USDT, is on almost every blockchain there is.
Right.
Examples: Bitcoin, Ethereum, Doge, BNB for coins. Tokens would be USDT, Uniswap, Arbitrum, and lots of other tokens. So when you go to look at CoinMarketCap, most of what you're going to see are tokens built on Ethereum. And then Ethereum has what is called layer 2 blockchains like Matic, like Arbitrum, like Optimism. So they build literally on top of the layer 1 to kind of like take the stress off of the layer 1 with their fees are usually more affordable and they're usually quicker, because Ethereum, you could say, is like a very busy toll road. There's lots of cars on it and it's very expensive. So then they build a layer 2 where you can move quicker in your car and you can pay less fees on it. I think I should do a whole video on that toll road thing, Ricardo. I don't know if I'm.
Yeah, that was a good breakdown.
We'll get that. Okay.
But I mean, another way to put it, folks, is that look, there are layers to the blockchain. There's about 5 layers, I believe, to the blockchain, right? And so, as you're building out the blockchain, you want to get to a layer 1. That is like the goal, because everything is complete essentially at a layer 1, right? Security, consensus, scalability, everything is there to have it running efficiently, independent, without third party, you know what I mean? And that's where you want decentralized, you want, the whole business in the box, kit and caboodle, like boom, here's the layer 1 blockchain, do what you want. It has all the resources, has everything you need to start your own company, decentralized, with the nodes and everything. So that's what we're doing. We're going to have other projects that are building on the blockchain. And it gets really exciting, because understand that as other projects are building on our blockchain, which we have quite a few already that are going to be built on our blockchain, that's great for the debt token, because on our own blockchain, the debt token is the gas fee. Every project that gets launched on the debt chain, okay, they have to pair it with debt token. Well, remember, Mike just told you that there's only 50 million debt tokens, right, that will ever exist. And so it literally takes millions out of supply to pair it with another project. Literally, the token is being used as the gas fee. So the same way that people understand how we're using BNB to move throughout the Binance Smart Chain to buy meme coins, to buy NFTs, to get inside of the debt ecosystem right now, people use BNB for a lot of things, okay? That is the same thing that debt has, except greater. I'm just telling you right now, because what the debt chain does, it ties in the real world. So, we got oil wells, okay? Imagine all our oil wells, that data, that information that's coming off of the oil wells, whatever that particular data metrics, the terms for all that information. We know some information. I don't know all the terms. I ain't specialized in that area, but there's data there. That data is now going to be on the blockchain. You see what I'm saying? This stuff is going to be open source. So you're going to be able to get this information. Same thing with agriculture. We're telling you guys we have organic farms in Ghana. Well, now on the blockchain, now you're going to be able to verify that it came from this farmland with this area, this zip code. I mean, well, you know what I mean? This, space, and it's on the blockchain. It got on this truck. It's on the blockchain. All that data secured on the blockchain. So they're taking the physical world and uploading it on the blockchain, on the debt chain. Okay, so we're talking about the tokenization of assets, folks. A $50 trillion plus market. Okay, the tokenization of assets is being facilitated and utilized through the debt chain. Okay, so everybody knows that it's big. Once you find a company that's taking, we knew it was big to find a company that was taking assets, real assets in the real world, and put it on the blockchain to allow us to leverage and benefit from. But then you find that same company is putting it in position to where the world can now put their business, a small business. You got a little pizza shop. You want to put your pizza shop on the blockchain, turn it to a node system. You can't. It don't matter. Any business, every business is. If you got a business idea, you're gonna be able to upload that on the debt chain. Okay, like it's huge. It's taking the real world. People got to realize, like when we started with the debt box, they were doing just commodities. Now they're doing industries. You say, well, how are they doing the beverage industry? Because they're taking the royalty check that they would get from the beverage industry, put it on a blockchain. And now with the layer one, we're providing all that enhanced data, all that enhanced security, all that scalability, all that's going to benefit the debt token. It's huge, folks. I tried the best I can, but I'm telling you, it's coming. And when the roadmap comes out, it's going to make more sense. But understand something, that there is nothing like this in the blockchain space that actually has connected.
Nope.
And Jason is, look, I'm in that Telegram group, so this is how I can speak this way a little bit, because I'm tapping into what Jason's saying, and I'm trying to make a little more sense for everybody else, including myself, because this is deep. But there is no blockchain out there that does what the debt chain does.
Nope.
So it's next level, folks. It's next level. Just be excited, man. Look, if you don't got no debt token, I'm telling you.
All right, that was with the price of admission, guys.
Yeah.
Ricardo just gave you the mic drop moment of the evening. Guys, it's huge. Again, tokenizing real world assets. You can go and look at every mainstream person, every person, Mark Cuban, all these guys, they know the first people that do this win.
And let me say this. There's a great comment by Kevin. But Kevin, I wouldn't do that, because you'll be taking away your leverage from at what other projects you got. Understand something. Debt is going to rise, but understand debt is like Bitcoin in the sense of when debt rises, all the other projects in the ecosystem are going to rise. Okay. Now, debt rising from, let's say when it was, even now, I mean, we're looking at maybe a 3x, but there are some projects in the ecosystem that might do a greater price gain. Okay. During that time period. So, this is why I bought a debt license. I do have exposure to the debt token right now. I'm buying debt token, which will be the debt coin very soon, right? I'm buying that, you know what I mean? But, just, have your strategy, because obviously we now we're talking about rich people problems, okay? You're talking about, damn, do I take one asset and sell it for another asset because this asset's rising? Or do I hold on to this asset knowing that this asset is going to rise?
Do I only make 50% or do I make 500%?
Right. What type of percentage I'm going to make? While there's a lot of people who don't even understand inflation and what's going on in the economy right now.
Right.
And so, I mean, what a good problem to have.
Well, let me say this, Ricardo, again, just so we're clear here. We are not financial advisors.
No.
We don't have jobs.
This
is all risky. We're just two crazy guys on the internet who don't work and travel around the world. So you probably don't want to listen to us. You probably just want to keep your job, send your money to Wall Street, call up your financial advisor, say, hey, can I send more money to Wall Street?
Yeah.
And see my stocks go down more.
Yeah, it's really frustrating, Mike, when you see the SEC coming after Binance, but you didn't, Gary Gensler was working with Sam Bankman-Fried and FTX.
Oh yeah.
They
were fine with them. They loved them.
Yeah, they love them. But yet now they're coming after Binance, and here we are really helping people understand the value of the blockchain, understand what a company's doing, how they can participate, and then you see how just, I wouldn't even say, just certain factions of our government that are being ran by the wrong people and how
Clown
they're
world.
trying to, yeah, it's
Clown
crazy.
world.
It's crazy.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Right.
And what I would just say to Kevin is, again, guys, as we teach you in the Runners app, you always make small moves, right? Like if you want to take what you're mining and buy 25% of debt token, that sometimes I do that, right?
Strategy.
I'll take, if I've made whatever $1,000 from some node or 1,000 tokens, I'll say, you know what? I'm going to take 25% of this and buy some debt.
Yeah.
That's how you do this, guys. You don't want to do like this way,
all or
and
nothing.
that way, and this
Yeah,
way.
yeah, all or nothing. Increments.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Now, this is going to be, or I think this is going to be huge because there's a lot of problems in crypto, guys. And let's be real. This is why, the government's doing what they're doing and we see these crackdowns. But this chart that they posted in that Telegram group blew my mind.
Gee.
Scam tokens deployed per year. So 2020, you had about 1,500. 2021, 83,000.
Wow.
2022, 117,000.
That's called a trend. And guess what that also looks like? It's called exponential growth.
Yep.
And so now people wonder why that you see all this stuff out here and people sending you 1,000 things. Folks, sometimes, me and Mike used to talk about our portfolio because we were well diversified in a lot of the solid blockchains out there and different things. But then, you'll see a project at a pump. Like Mike saw Solana coming out at the beginning. He was like, yo, buy Solana. And, before it was even big, I think it was like a couple dollars? It was like $6. Yeah, $6. So Solana at $6 and Solana, boom, blew up. Now imagine if we weren't as diversified and he put, a significant bag in Solana, he one of the Solana millionaires. But so I'm saying that to say this, like, don't be so diversified that you can miss the wealth transfer in a project because you didn't take the time to realize that a significant portion of my bag should be over here where it actually is growing safely at a steady rate with some real utility, with some real technology, with some real growth and excitement, as opposed to chasing the hype, hope, and speculation, that's going on. It's just like people right now chasing Pepe. Find the value. Don't find the hype.
Are they still doing that?
I'm sure that people, the same way people waiting on, Doge and Shiba.
Stupid.
I'm not saying that I have a crystal ball here, but I wouldn't put a significant portion of my portfolio into those tokens.
No, that's like, I mean, listen. So we go to the casino every now and then, Ricardo, and we play some roulette or some whatever. Okay, when you're buying meme coins, that's what you're doing. Yeah. You're going to the casino.
Yeah.
You're playing roulette. You're playing what's the thing where you throw the dice?
Craps.
Craps. Yeah. You're playing craps.
Yeah.
That's what we should call all these meme
roll of the dice.
Craps.
Yeah. Crap. Right. I like that.
The crap tokens.
The craps. You got some of them craps?
So
yeah.
Here's why what we're doing is huge. Okay. And this will be the last thing we share tonight. So Sonny asked, Jason, how does our own L1 prevent this scam token deployment? You must produce a full KYC. That means know your customer, meaning you must prove who you are, social security ID, in order to launch a project and pass. If you submit a project and rug pull, that means basically like you scam people.
Yeah.
Your KYC will be delivered to every single node holder in the network. This is a pretty big deterrent for people to use other blockchains than ours for that type of activity. Second is every single project needs to have a physical underlying royalty producing asset in order to publish. Bro. What?
Game over.
Game over. Like, unless you have a real world asset, you can't even get on this blockchain.
That is like the Dow Jones for real blockchain projects that are connected to real world assets, industries, commodities, you name it. There's nothing on the debt chain that won't have the underlying producing asset to substantiate its value. Do you understand how huge that is? You know how many meme coins, when Mike just showed you that chart of all these thousands of million coins, meme coins are coming up, it's because they're not operating with something like the debt chain. So with Binance, anybody can put them, and Binance will give you a warning. You go to PancakeSwap and they say, hey, this contract, it just created it. It could be this and that, this and that. You don't have to worry about that with the debt chain, because the debt chain ain't no contract, ain't no contract, ain't no project gonna be on the debt chain unless for one thing there was some KYC, some verification, and unless another thing there's something to substantiate its underlying value. That gets me. That's all I was looking for since I got into crypto, Mike.
He's on
When
fire!
I understood cryptocurrency, and I was like, all right, what's it backed by? And that's what everybody says, that because something innately in the human nature understands that you got to tie it to the real world. Something inside you say, well, hold on, what's really giving it value? Because it's just digits on the screen. I mean, I get that it has some, making things a little easier and faster, but it's like, hold on, what's the real value? And that's a large portion, and now, yes, there's a technical side where, yes, it doesn't necessarily have to have something tied to it, but that's a very small few blockchains and tokens out there. All that rest of that stuff out there is craps, okay? Hit or miss, right? So that's why it's just so huge that, people really kind of see what's going on, what this project is doing, and what's going to get listed on this blockchain, and why this blockchain is getting ready to blow up.
Yeah, that was fire.
Yeah.
All right. No sleep, Frank. I'm with you, brother.
Yeah.
All right. We have a whole list of things to continue mitigating this type of activity. Nothing is perfect, but I believe just on the sheer basis that most scammers do not want to be known, this will reduce the number dramatically.
Yeah. And that's good.
Yeah.
That's good. It's setting up a good name for the debt project. It's setting up a good, people want to, if you go to a certain place, you want to know that the likelihood of you being scammed at that place is low. So if I go to Binance Smart Chain, I know the likelihood of me getting into a scam project where there's no audit on the smart contract, might not even be a website, ain't no KYC on the owners, token supply and max supply numbers all over the place. You know what I mean? Ain't no underlying asset. It's just even if they do have a website, it's just a meme coin with some saying that it's going to replace Doge and that's why you're supposed to buy it. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to see none of that. So now it's like, if I know that I'm going to the debt chain, like, oh, hold on, they do things differently. This is serious blockchain over here, because you can't even, there are certain, one of the things that people liked about at Binance getting, any coin getting listed on Binance is because of the strictness. You know what I'm saying? Because of the layers of security, because of the mechanisms in place that it takes. You can't just, really get listed on Binance. Now I can create something on the Binance Smart Chain, but that's a whole other thing to actually get it listed on the Binance exchange. You see, that's where the value is, and that's the value that the debt project is creating on their blockchain, not just on an exchange.
And I mean, bro, I know we dropped a lot of information on people. I see people in the chat, again, saying they appreciated it.
Yeah.
Hopefully we educated you guys a little bit. Again, guys, big tech doesn't want you to do this, right? We're fighting against the matrix here. So if you're watching this right now, give us the hashtag NodeLife and share this out, like it. Just drop some comments. Any comments are good. Whatever you guys appreciate. We love you guys.
Yeah.
I think we're good with the debt ecosystem right now. The last thing I was going to talk about is the micronodes, Ricardo. Or is there anything else you wanted to add before we move on?
No, not really. I mean, I think we, like we said, debt's up over 35% a week. Keep watching it, folks. It's going to go higher. Even when you look at the chart, I mean, debt was massively oversold. Okay, massively oversold. So it's going higher. But yeah, Mike, let's talk about the micros really quickly for them.
Okay. So now I think most of you know what micronodes are. If you don't, then you got to get in the Runners app and watch about it. But before we had 3 packs. So you would get 3 micronodes for $150 on a subscription every month, right? Put your wealth on autopilot. Well, again, guys, you got to remember, like, this company is global. And there are people in India, Africa, South America, Mexico who can't afford $150 a month. That might be their whole, weekly earnings. So to make this more accessible, which again, I love the vision of IX and the debt boxes, they want to make this accessible to as many people as possible, no matter where they're at in the world, no matter their income. We're going to be, I don't know if this is live exactly now, but it will be this week. You can now just buy one micronode at a time, meaning one $50 purchase of a micronode will pay you forever in those tokens, backed by real world commodities.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's
you got to put something on
this
there.
is a Don DeMarco.
Yeah,
We've been
Don
talking about this forever.
DeMarco.
And again, they don't expire. There's no
that's huge.
hosting fees.
It's huge.
You know, this is what it's about, Ricardo.
huge.
So Mims, make this make
Look.
sense about how huge this is to
Yeah.
help people all around the world.
Well, see, micronodes for us in the U.S. and, you know, getting 1% of what a full node will produce, and that could be pennies sometime, maybe at the, you know, at where the tokens are right now. But understand something, where, you know, Mike talked about the rest of the world, you know, and the rest of the world we know is, you know, they say lives on less than $2 a day, you know, or whatever it is. And when you have a project like this where you can be able to leverage this growing blockchain company that is, you know, tokenizing assets. I mean, we're talking about the tokenization of assets, and understand, like, so a lot of these token prices right now, some people say, well, how much am I getting a day? And, you know, what's the price of the token? And you guys just, you have to really understand, have a little vision and foresight of where the value of these tokens will be in 6 months, 12. You know, when you look at the light paper, right? And you understand between the 5th and 7th year, the amount of tokens that are being produced are like maybe a couple million tokens produced. And that means there's less tokens, you know, being distributed to node holders. But then understand something, in a 5 to 7 year time period, you have probably, you know, I mean, not only tens of millions, because we're already doing tens of millions. You might see hundreds of millions of dollars in certain projects. And it's not hard to foresee that, because you have to understand something. Debt has technology that nobody has. When we're talking about, and nobody's using it if they had it or doing it in the way that that's doing it. So you understand something, our ability to find any element on a periodic table, lithium, I mean, things that we're talking about space. I mean, we do gotta, I think Trump did put a space force or something, right? We going to space. Yeah. We've been in space. You know, yeah, exactly. The 5th branch, right? I mean, so I mean, these resources are needed, you know what I mean? And we have, so I mean, you can obviously that technology that they have is always already being used by governments around the world. You can imagine other governments, other companies wanting to lock down and want to know exactly where these resources are, you know. And then when you talk about, you know, the value of the dollar and assets being valued in dollars, and obviously asset prices rising, and then you have, you know, it's just so many dynamics that went at our back. You know what I mean? This is even a $50 micronode, you know, I would say, especially around that 5 to 7 year period, is going to be great, especially for those in developing countries.
Listen, guys, you do not understand the opportunity we have here with micronodes. If somebody, as much as I love Bitcoin, and as long as it's been, you know, the number one cryptocurrency, if somebody asked me, should I buy $50 of Bitcoin or a $50 micronode, it's not even close. I'm telling them buy a micronode.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Because if they buy, let's say they buy $50 of Bitcoin, and Bitcoin goes to $1 million. I mean, that's like a 50x, maybe. I don't know. My math could be wrong. Maybe a 20x. Okay, so they have $1,000 now. Then they have to sell it.
Yeah.
They're done. It's not an income producing asset.
Yeah.
You get a micronode, it's paying you every single day. I don't care about
the rest
the
of your
dollar
life.
amount.
Yeah.
About those tokens. It's, you are getting tokens backed by real world assets. And again, guys, remember, this project is less than 2 years old. And we're already going into a layer 1.
Yeah. I mean, so understand something, folks. When Mike showed you that, what Jason said in the Telegram group, or if that was the Discord, but he said we had, you know, set it up to release licenses every year, you know, 5,000.
Right.
But because we've accelerated our own expectations on when we would be able to have a layer 1 blockchain, okay? Now we have to do some things different. And then what he's saying is to get rid of all the rest of the nodes so we can move forward with
Right.
the layer 1 blockchain. We're going to turn the rest of those 10,000 nodes into micro nodes and allow the world to be able to get in
Mhm.
on the success of the debt node or the debt token, which will be the debt coin, as opposed to, that's right, as opposed to, okay, you know, making it, I mean, because look, $20,000 for a debt license. I mean, that's heavy, man. That's heavy. That's
It's
heavy.
it's
It's heavy.
difficult. Most people can't do that.
Yeah, that's heavy. That's heavy, yeah.
I had
But I
to
would,
Ricardo had to beat me for 2 weeks to get the first micro
you
note
know,
or
it
the
was at
first that note
15.
at 15K.
Yeah, 15K. Yeah, 15K. You know what I mean? So that was heavy too. And now you're talking about 20, and I want to get another one. But guess what? Like you talked about, Mike, and like I always say, and somebody put it earlier in the chat, constantly, continuously, consistently building wealth. You see what I'm saying? So when you're talking about, $50 one time buying Bitcoin or $50 buying a micro node, that micro node every single day is going to pay you in tokens sent to your wallet. You know what I mean? Now, in the value of that token has mechanisms in place for it to become more scarce and increase in value. You see what I'm saying? And so now when you set up your wealth on autopilot, we're talking about DCA, even if you just do $50 a month, $50 a month on a micro node, just over time, for somebody who doesn't have it like that. You know what I mean? But
Right.
even now through IX, I believe we can get, what is it, 50 micro nodes per month per project.
Correct. Yep.
2 months, you got a full payout of a debt node.
That's
If you
it.
want to get a full payout of a debt node, in 2 months you got it. Once they release these micros. So,
But I think debt nodes will be more expensive.
oh yeah,
I
you're
think
right.
they're
Yeah,
200
no,
for
yeah, they
for
are
1
right.
micro.
Yeah, yeah, low caveat.
But again, that's huge, guys. Like, I know I would buy more. So bring it on, guys. I mean, I love the idea of getting debt micro nodes for $200. That's huge.
Yeah,
Huge. All right.
yep, that was good.
I don't know. I think we're good.
Yeah,
I'm having lots of fun.
yeah, facts. Folks, this is the season. Okay, this is the season. This is the reason we manifesting. You know what I'm saying? We're putting out the type of right thoughts, the right frequency, the right actions. You know what I'm saying? The expectations and the energy behind it. And this is why we're here, man. This is really exciting to see the Debt Project grow. Jason has a goal to create 10,000 millionaires. He's created a few thousand already. Okay. This project is just getting started, like Mike said, about 2 years old. Okay. And we're way ahead of schedule. We have more wells online. We have more natural gas. We have the obviously DCM now benefiting from free Bitcoin mining. I mean, free energy, no energy to mine Bitcoin. You know what I'm saying? Like zero carbon. That's huge, folks. This is next level. I mean, the application for what we can do and what we're doing, it literally just getting started. Literally just getting started. And that's why Jason, man, this Jason, he loves what he does. I'm gonna tell you that. He loves this. He is so fired
Yeah,
up and excited to change the world, to see people around the world get wealthy, to free up the wealth, man. Because when he's in that Telegram group, he's in there faithfully. He's in there faithfully, like it's a job. He's in there answering questions, responding to people. You know what I mean? And that's exciting to see, man. That's somebody who really cares. You know what I'm saying? Because the man can be doing anything. He's already a billionaire. He can do whatever he wants. And giving you little trade secrets in the group. All
right.
kind of stuff, man. Get inside that little Telegram group. I'm telling you.
All right. So again, guys, remember you can get some runners merch on the runners.shop. The runners.shop. We got lots of different colors here. I kind of like this red one. All right.
Mm.
And I think we put this one, we got the get paid daily from commodities. So again, guys, we got a new distributor and
Mm-mm. Did he fade out or is it just me? Mike, you still there? Somebody let me know in the chat. Did he fade out? Mike, you still there? Okay, I think we lost him, folks. Do y'all still hear me? He froze. Okay, thank you, Joe. I appreciate that. Yeah, so runners.shop, folks. Runners.shop. He's just letting you know we got some new merch. Okay. Got some good stuff out there. So for those who, talking about they want some shirts, we do have some shirts as well. Um, but yeah, I mean, we fired up and excited, man. And I appreciate everybody in the chat. I see y'all up with us at 12 a.m., man. Shout out to the runners, man. Shout out to the runners, man. Look, these are people who's serious about changing their life. People, it's just opportunity, man. Just come down to timing, timing and position. I tell people all the time, it come down to who you know, and what you do with your money. Okay. And if you got eyes to see, ears to hear, and you got a little bit of ability to do some discernment, you're gonna win something, you're gonna lose something. I talk to people all the time. And some people like they really messed up. They put a lot of money into a lot of these scams, a lot of these crypto Ponzi schemes, a lot of these guaranteed 1%, 3% a week. They was really trying to get rich in that way. It's just that those projects didn't last. They don't have the sustainability. You know what I mean? And for whatever reason they go down. The hyperverses, or the Novatex, and or all these other different companies. I don't have to go down the list, but, this is why I get excited about, what we do is, when we talk about, look, gold, silver, and crypto, we talk about gold, silver, and nodes. We not gonna get rug pulled on gold and silver. We're not gonna get rug pulled, on the debt project. It's just not possible. The only way tokens come into existence is through the node holders. There are no developers sitting on a whole lot of tokens. There are no Jason, Joe, I mean, Travis. None of these people were just gifted debt tokens, but I know projects that gift people tokens, and they say they're, the next best thing smoking. You know what I mean? But ain't none of that over here. So I get excited. We know we got some real value. So with that being said, um, I don't know, Mike, are you still there? I know Mike was having some technical difficulties, but otherwise, look, tomorrow night we got the Runners Live show, okay? At 10 p.m. So we're gonna drop some more value, some more gems. And then of course, we got on the 13th. So mark your calendar, folks. It's gonna be exciting to see the Debtbox roadmap. I'm inside that Telegram group. I'm looking and listening to what Jason is typing. He is just pumped. I have full faith and confidence in what this company is doing and where they're going. So on the 13th, the debt roadmap is coming out. A lot of exciting news. Also, we're closing out. This is summertime, so understand something. When you go and look at the halvening dates for a lot of these projects, we're coming up on the halvening dates for a lot of the tokens, or couple of tokens inside of our ecosystem. As we get closer to September and around that time. So you're going to see another rise in the value of tokens because there's less tokens. So there's so much dynamics here at play. This it's just a lot, folks. But with that being said, I don't know, Mike, you still there able to close us out? July 1st, right? July 1st is a big day too. Mari birthday on the 13th. Well, happy early birthday to you. Somebody just said I got one regular Explorer node and 5 mini Explorer nodes. Awesome, congratulations to you. And I'm gonna tell you, the last thing I'll say, and maybe Mike can get this thing fixed on this side. I know he's probably working with his internet, but I talked to his name is Roy from the Debt Box, and he's out in the field. He does that physical labor, the physical side of the whole debt project. And I'm telling you, last time I talked to him, he was in Bangkok. You know what I mean? Like, they're all over the world right now handling business. I'm talking about big business. Okay. And when you get inside that Telegram group, you get some insights on what's going, and you need the insights because the insights keep you pumped. The insights keep you excited. The insights keep you informed. That's why we're telling y'all to make sure y'all get inside that Telegram group, Debt Tokenomics, and follow them on Twitter and follow them on all those places because that matters. But I saw in the Telegram group where he talked about Swipe, and that's coming. There's some things going on, but he talked about, just the ability for people to, take other tokens and buy, other projects in our ecosystem, and how those tokens that are been used to buy other projects, they're going to be burnt, constantly reducing the supply. They're putting some dynamics in here, folks. It's going to be exciting. That's all I can say. Closing out the year is going to be exciting. Somebody said, can you post a link? Mike might have put it in the description of this video. So if you check in the description of this video, Mike might have put it there. But otherwise, if you go to Telegram and you type in debt, DEBT, and then put tokenomics, you should find it there as well. If you go to the Runners Win think it's therunnerswin.com, and click on IX Global. I believe Mike put those links in there as well to follow the debt box on all their platforms. So go to therunnerswin.com and then click on IX Global, and you'll get all those pertinent details that you need for that. While y'all got me, is there any other questions? Any other questions or comments you want to put in the chat? Hey, thank you, Joe Pringle. I don't know if you guys are on Facebook. Joe just put that in the chat for you guys, the link to the debt Telegram group. So just click on that link. That is the correct link. Thank you, Joe. Appreciate that. Yeah. So with that being said, the interesting thing about this live streams is that Mike is at the helm. So he's the only one who can end the live stream. We gotta leave y'all with a blank screen. So I might as well entertain y'all a little bit. Any more questions or comments while we wait for my brother to close this thing on out? But I will say I did buy some debt token, and when you look at the debt token chart, you can see that there's an opportunity. It's definitely a buying opportunity right now with the debt token and a lot of projects in the ecosystem. Just swapped a bit. Congratulations, Joe. I see you just swapped a bit. All right, folks. So with that being said, everybody have a great night. Okay. We're gonna see y'all tomorrow at 10 p.m. Some more news, some more excitement. Make sure I get inside the Runners app. All the details is there. Lace up. Let's get wealthy. Peace.